When we get into a relationship, especially us ladies, sometimes we just do not know what we getting ourselves into until it's too late. You know, I've been there, I done that, like, and I look back and I be like, what the hell did I get myself into? You know, none of us is perfect, so yes, women tend to like skip through the first few pages of the book and just decide to purchase it. But when we really know, we should have looked at that book a little harder. Like somewhere back in high school, maybe college, we forgot all about psychology. And you know, that's basically learning the human mind. And you know what, to be fair, everybody got a little crazy in them. I don't care what you say, everybody can get a little crazy sometimes. And like I used to hear the old folks back in the day, especially my grandma, she'll say, she'll be talking to somebody and be like, and what type of crazy are you? But it's a fine line between crazy and self-destructive. In this video, I will be sharing with you 5 tips to help you detect if you're dating a narcissist. Stay tuned. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I want to thank everybody that watched my first video. I'm so excited. I finally put my first video out. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will truly appreciate it. Now that we got that out of the way, let me name the 5 tips that I got to share with you guys to help you detect a narcissist. And it will help save you TNT in this time and trauma. Number 1, grandiosis. Grandiosis is one of the classical traits of a narcissist. Good to have a good self-image about yourself, but narcissists tends to take it overboard. They make everything about them. They are so self-absorbed. They have an extreme amount of confidence. A lot of them is cocky, arrogant, self-absorbed, self-centered. They're very egotistic, believe everything is about me. They view themselves like a supreme king, like they the supreme king of the land and everybody is their peasants or minions. Inflated sense of themselves. They feel like they're superior and super important. They have a deep need for attention. They have to have admiration from like so many people. It can't be just one person. It has to be a lot of people. Narcissists also lack empathy for like other people. They don't have emotions. They keep their emotions in, like they have no emotions at all. But of course they wouldn't tell you that. They don't want to ruin their self-image. They don't want to ruin the mask that they are trying to portray to the world. They really trying to just be something that they're not. A narcissist is a classic Rico Suave. And you can see them like in politicians, you can see celebrities. In social media, it's a straight platform for a narcissist. You'll see them a lot of times taking pictures like, just like really overdoing it like a female. But you got guys that act like that too. They love glamour and success, power, pleasure, and profit. Anything that makes them feel good. And the normal person, well, me, I can speak for myself. I take life how I live it. If I live life the right way, like I live my life off of standards, morals, and values, and what I put out in the world. Like I do believe that everybody have a service to humanity. I just try to make sure I live my life right, and you know, the way that God will want me to live it. Like I believe that, you know, my measure of success is how many people I help in my life, stuff like that. They don't believe in that. The grandiose narc believe their life is based on their success. Like their life is based on power, pleasure, on how much material gain they have, how much success they have. They don't base their life on morals and values and standards. It's all about how I look. Gee, they feel entitled, like they entitled to something, like the world owed them something. Like people are supposed to just give them something at a drop of a dime. They feel like they shouldn't have to work for anything. Stuff should just be handed to them. They have a chronic need for validation. And I'm not talking about from one person or from one partner, or they need validation from a multitude of people. Like they constantly want people to admire them. They have admiration and say, "Ooh, yeah, good job. That is so awesome. You're great." They're that type of extreme type of person that want attention. Like something happened to these people. A lot of this come from like childhood trauma. Like you might have a child that's on a sports team, and he always get praises on the sports team, but when it comes to like getting hurt by a girlfriend or something like that, maybe he had male figures in the family saying, "Suck it up, you a boy. What you crying for? What you crying for? You better shut all that crying up." And they was never taught to express their emotions. They don't know how to express their emotions because nobody showed them that. Nobody matched the emotions that they was feeling at that time. So that's all they seen their whole life. You know, they don't know what love is. And then you got some kids that, say for instance, then you got some kids that their parents felt entitled, like, okay, well, you know, I still gotta live my life. I don't have time for this. So they wasn't in their life like that. And so they didn't have anybody there to give them, you know, that to show them emotions. Like they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to be sad and how to be happy and how to be disappointed and, you know, go through life like that. Like if they feel any type of, you know, sadness or something, like they go to extremes and do stuff that's very self-damaging and sabotaging. They're extrovert and they're very dominant. And I've noticed that a lot of people who are narcissists, you know, they tend to, you know, draw an audience. They, you know, they like people to gather around them. They like to put on the show. They'll do stuff to the extreme just to get attention. And what they fail to realize, nobody is entitled to anything. In life, nobody is entitled to anything. You know, we take our losses with our wins. You know, we don't get all bent out of shape over little stuff. But narcissists can't deal with stuff like that. Like they live in a grandiose, like it's all about them. They can't do no wrong. They perfect. They are very, very self-absorbed people. And you know, arrogant pricks. They are very, very superficial people. And unless you a Gucci jacket, they really don't care about you like that. I'm guessing you wondering why everybody likes them. It's because of the 4 C's. Charming, charisma, confidence, and they're clever. They will do anything to get attention, including breaking the law. Number 2, they refuse to take responsibility. I don't care if you just caught this person in black and white on a video camera, if you had the FBI to come set your whole home up and they got everything on tape. The narcissist is going to tell you they didn't do it or you're the reason why they did what they did. They cannot own up to their responsibility at all. They will flip everything around to make it seem like you're the bad person. I know in my own experience, when I did catch the guy that I was talking to, the narc I was talking to, like he always tried to flip it back on me, but he never had any valid points. Because everybody he accused me of being with was my exes, and they don't live nowhere around here. Like, it didn't make sense, the stuff that he was trying to throw at me, to try to throw everything off on me like it's my fault. And oh, well, if you hadn't done this, and oh, if you hadn't said that, but you remember when you said this and that to me, like that ain't got nothing to do with what you doing right now. Like what you doing right now is breaking the code. You out here cheating. You're out here cheating. I don't care what I said. You done said some things. It's just a simple fact. You're being very deceptive and you're lying, and you want to try to make it work with me, but you can't even stay in a committed relationship with me without getting with somebody else. They bring up stuff that happened way before they was even thought of. Like, I didn't even know you, dude. I didn't even know you at the time that I was dating this guy. But see, with narcissists, like, you know how you do in relationships. We talk about stuff in our past, stuff we done been through. A narcissist will take every single thing you tell them and they will keep it in a catalog and they will bring it back up in your face whenever they need to. Whenever they feel threatened, they're going to try to throw everything in your face that has nothing to do with the situation that's going on. They deflect any type of blame. And that's not the average adult. Like me, if I know I done something wrong and somebody come to me and say, hey Ree, you know, you did such, you know, I'm type this, I'll say, yeah, I did that, my bad, yeah, I did that. Or I'll say, yeah, I did that, I know I was wrong, but you know, how can we fix it? I'm that type of person. I will own up to my mistakes because we're not perfect. We're only human. We're gonna make mistakes. We done all made bad choices in life. Nobody is better than the other unless you're Jesus or God. Narcissists can't think like that. They don't want to tear down the false tower they don't build up for themselves to make themselves seem like they're some statue of liberty or some type. Like they feel like, you know, there's something to be admired. You know, they can't have a bad image about them even if it's true. And that's something really bad to teach your kids. Like my kids, I teach my kids to own up to their stuff. Even if they get in trouble for it. Like I'd rather for you to own up to it and tell me the truth than you tell me a lie. Narcissists, I don't know if they was taught or they just learned, but they really got some really bad behaviors. It's not normal for them to act the way they do. The average person don't act like that. And you know, being in a close relationship, being in a partnership with somebody, when you don't caught somebody in a lie, and they're lying to your face, and they know you know the truth, that's like one of the most hurtful things that you can do to somebody that you care about. Like, at least own up to it. Like, don't try to sit up there and paint illusions in your head like you didn't do nothing wrong. You, the only person believing the lie in this room is that narc. That's it. But they will try to make you feel like you crazy, like you're the real reason why all this ish is going on. And that's crazy. Almost everybody is looking for somebody that they can trust, somebody that's going to be loyal and honest to them. But narcs, they simply cannot do this. They cannot be honest. And if they feel like they have to be honest, they will become very shameful. They'll become shameful and start having guilt. And that's something a narcissist just can't have. Like, that's one of their pet peeves. They cannot stand to feel any type of shame or guilt. They feel like they can't be guilty of anything that's bad. If they feel like you finna call them out or you finna judge them on something, they do not do well with feeling guilty, taking the blame, any type of shame or responsibility. And that is so sad for a human being to have those type of behavior and thoughts in pattern, like thought pattern. Like, narcs will dodge shame as long as they can. Like, if they know somebody done found out something about them and like they just can't, you know, get out of it, they will dodge that person just because they don't want to feel that shame, because they know they was wrong. But instead of them admitting it to you, they rather run away with their tails between their legs because they cowards. Number 3, hypersensitive. The narc has zero tolerance for any type of criticism. They do not do criticism well at all. If the boss is coming to them and saying, hey, you didn't get to do this right, or you didn't do that well, they will get very offensive and get very defensive about it. They do not like people telling them that they're not good at something, because in their mind, they're good at everything. And being in a relationship, it always feels like you walking on eggshells, because you never know what side of the bed this person is going to get up on, because they're hypersensitive to everything. So they can go to bed happy and joyful that night and wake up in the morning in misery, and they put you in their misery. Like, that's how they do. Their mood swings is like a freaking roller coaster. Narcs like for people to to over express how much they love something about them. Like if I was to say, oh, that's a nice jacket you got, you know, I didn't get extreme and say, man, dog, that is nice, where you get that from, dang, I like that. You know, they like people to over exaggerate stuff about them, you know. And like if you do give them a compliment and you thinking that, you know, okay, everything is okay, but in a narc mind, they finna read, but in a narc mind, they would analyze every little thing that you said, from how you was breathing to how you was standing to how you said it, how you pronounced it. And I caught that a lot in the previous relationship that I was in. I would say something and, you know, not thinking that it mean anything, but in his mind, he's analyzing every little word that I say. And I even would catch him stare off, like, you know, he's like analyzing what I'm saying. He would like kind of stare off, and then he would like, okay, start back talking. But when he do start back talking, you can tell like the whole energy, the whole mood, everything about him has changed. Narcissists is very easy to get bored. Like they have to have something new all the time. Like they can get bored real easily, so it's really hard to please them. Like a lot of people try to go over and above and beyond to try to please their partner, but if they're a narcissist, there is no way. Like they crave new stuff, they crave something else exciting, something that they can obtain, and they know they crave stuff that they know is wrong. Like they don't like authority, they don't like rules, they don't like boundaries, they don't like that type of stuff. They like to be able to go out in the world and do what they want to do because they feel like they God. They don't have no repercussion, like they don't have no consequences. But yeah, ain't nobody finna sit up here and monitor their words, everything that come out of their mouth, so it don't spark some personality in their multi-universe mind field. Don't nobody have time to, you know, try to analyze every little word they say. That's just like if I would get off of work and he been at home most of the day, he would ask me to do stuff, and I'm like, I'm not finna do that. You better go in the kitchen and get it yourself, you know. But that's any type of person reaction when they done been at work all day. That's something that's normal, you know. People talk like that in their household with their partners, you know. There's nothing to feel hypercritical about, like this person is sitting up here criticizing you. This person is just telling you how they feel. And you know, when a person talks to you, their face is gonna match how they feel. So I'm not gonna smile at you and say, you know, I've been at work all day. What type of shit is that? And if this person done received any type of disappointment, whether he done got laid off at his job, or something didn't go right, the deal didn't go right, or his business not going the way he wanted to, or one of his kids they didn't win the game or something like that, any type of disappointment, I don't care how small, how minor it is, like these people are so extreme and so impulsive. And they run off of those extreme impulses. They run off of those extreme impulses and do self-sabotage and stuff, or say very hurtful things to people they supposedly love. Or if I would say, hey baby, how your day going? You know, what you do today? They will probably respond like, if they disappointed about something, they gonna probably respond like, oh, why you always asking me what I'm doing? Why every time I come home, you asking what I'm doing? You act like you don't trust me. They automatically get in that defensive mode, like somebody is targeting them. But yes, I have noticed the last guy that I dated was such a compulsive liar, such a pathological liar, that, you know, he blamed everything on everybody else. All his failures, he blamed it on everybody else. If he didn't succeed, he blamed it on me. You know, he always tried to find a way to take the blame off of him and put it on somebody else. Like, I remember him telling me that, you know, he had got fired from his job because they had put him on the schedule, but when he had checked it, he wasn't on the schedule. So he feel like they put him on there just so they can fire him, and somebody don't like him and all this other stuff. Never mind the fact that you've been late for work for the last 2 weeks, or you just ain't showed up, you know. So they don't take responsibility at all, and they're very sensitive when their boss is trying to get on to them. Like, they feel like that the rules don't apply when it comes to them. It apply to everybody else but them. Number 4, envious. Narcs are some of the most envious people. Oh, they're so envious. And they actually believe that other people are like them. They think other people are envious of them. And so they're envious to other people. Whether they're family, friends or not, they don't care. If you're not them, then 9 times out of 10 they want what you got. If a male narc is dating a successful female, you know, she's doing pretty good for herself, they will start displaying different levels of envy. Like, progressively over time it get worse and worse and worse, and at first you probably really don't notice it, but over time you will start seeing exactly what I'm talking about. They will constantly try to compete with you. They're trying to compete with you and other people. It's all about their status. That's what it's about, status to them. That's the only thing they care about, is how other people look at them. When you think about the definition of envy, which means the discontented longing for someone else's advantages. Like, they long for other people's success. Like, they want other people's success. Like, yeah. And envious and jealousy is totally different. The definition of jealousy is when you feel resentment towards someone because of that person's rivalry, success, or advantages. It's kind of twisted because they love being around successful people. They love that because they all about status. They all about looking good. But I noticed that when you're close to them or you're an intimate partner of theirs, they are very competitive with their partners. They feel like they partners shouldn't be doing better than them, especially if they're a male narc. They become very competitive and manipulative, especially if they can't have what they partner got. So they'll start to do stuff to devalue their partner. They feel like they need to win at all costs, even if that means destroying somebody else. If they feel their partner is here and they're here, they will get with their partner and get to feeling like they at their same level with that partner. Once they get at this level and they've been at this level for a little bit of time, they'll try to feel like their status is above the partner. They will try to destroy the partner. Once they've been with them for a while and they feel like they better than them, they will do stuff to start devaluing their partner. They will do anything to win because they think everything is a competition. Narcs are pathological liars. They'll lie about anything. They'll lie about how many kids they got, where they stay, how well their business doing. They'll lie about anything. It's all about faking it until you make it. You just keep faking. If you're the successful person in a relationship, they will try to ruin your self-image. You know, they'll start becoming real critical about you. Like, you done picked up a little weight, ain't you? Or, you know, I don't like that color in your hair. I think you know, you need to change that back to how it was. Or, you know, they'll do little stuff to try to, like, make you feel bad or even question yourself. Like, you know, do I really look that bad? And you start self-doubting yourself, and you start not, you become less confident. And like, they do that mind manipulation stuff to try to get you where they want you, and that's to have control over you. They will try to minimize your accomplishments and take all the credit. Like, I started a project, you know, I started me a little business up, and I literally didn't want to pay anybody to do a commercial for me. And so, like, you know, I wanted a couple of people in my commercials. You know, I've got family and friends. You know, it's people around here. It's, you know, people that don't mind to do it. So, you know, I feel like if you my man, if I ask you, you know, would you do this for me, it shouldn't be no problem. So I did. I asked him to do this for me. And like afterwards, like when we would get into an argument or something, he would always say, you know, I'm the face of your business. I'm the face of your business. I did that. I supported you. I'm this, I'm that. I did everything to make you happy. And I got you where you at right now. And, you know, they try to take all of the accomplishments. Never mind, you didn't stay up for you know, days and days in, you know, working on this commercial. No, I did. Like, you didn't order supplies from across seas and different manufacturers. I did. I put the money in that. Everything, I did that. The only thing I asked you to do was stand in front of a camera, and literally this guy tried to take all of my accomplishments from me. Anytime he saw me working on myself and he was going through some type of, you know, lack of finance or something like that, he would target me and make me feel like I should feel guilty for him not succeeding. It never made any damn sense to me. I feel like what really drives a narc in their life is envy. They base their whole life off of envy. They are very impulsive. If they feel like they deserve something or they're entitled to something and they didn't get it, they start to become envious of another person and start to do self-sabotaging things and painting delusions and being paranoid. They are so easy to become paranoid. And it's like walking on eggshells because you never know what you might get. They will try to devalue you and destroy you. They want to have a sense of they won. Like, they're the superior one. Like, they're the king of the jungle. They like feeling that type of feeling. It gives them a high. They're very egotistic. They feed off their ego. And they constantly need their ego stroked. Well, I'm not an ego stroker, so I don't do that. You got a lot of females out here that's willing to stroke men's ego. You can stroke them all day. I don't care. I got too much stuff to do with my time to be trying to stroke a man's ego. Like, nowadays, you can see strong traits of envy, selfishness, and greed in society. It's in society. You know, and all over social media, you got people that wanting to be like other people, that's jealous of other people and mad because they ain't got what other people got, and this and that and this and that. Like, it's really sad that this is the path that our society is going on. And people really don't see a problem with it. You know, technology is great. It's, you know, it's wonderful. The internet is wonderful. It helps connect people from across the world. You know, we didn't have that. But at the same time, it also disconnects the individual. Like, I know we're in a pandemic, but even before the pandemic, people aren't very sociable anymore. They don't do a lot of face-to-face contact. They rather FaceTime, text, you know, a lot of times just text. They really don't even like talking over the phone anymore. So, you know, it's a lot of these type of behaviors out here, and it's really just tearing people apart and making them more antisocial. They don't know how to be social. Number 5, sex addicts, also called somatic narcissists. Narcs use sex to reel their victims in. And they use it as a tool. You know, narcs look at their victim as just another supply, like another object. But they know those women are not going to challenge them. They know that they're going to let them do what they want to do. And narcs don't like a challenge because they're not looking to get their emotions involved. They're already emotionally scarred and cold-hearted. They don't want to bring up those emotions because it's all about them. They don't care about anybody else but their own well-being. Narcs, they love porn. They love watching porn obsessively. And a lot of times, like, they have to go to extremes and get to different extremes type of porn, like porn that a lot of people probably wouldn't watch. But yeah, they love fantasizing about sex. They love fantasizing about different people. And you would tend to notice some of this stuff in the bedroom because a lot of narcs, if they don't have any emotions, they tend to try to mimic what they see on the porno. They try to mimic them in the bedroom. And like, if you are in tune with your emotions, you know when something is real and when it's not. And so, like, a lot of people who like, okay, but you know, it's not real. Porn is not real. It's just something that's supposed to be tantalizing for the eyes, but it's not real. But they try to display this type of behavior thinking that, okay, well, if I do this to them, it'll make them lust after me and it'll make me keep them longer, or, you know, they'll stay my supply longer. You know, they'll keep supplying me, you know, as long as I give it to them like this, or if as long as I do the deed like this. You know, that's how they think. They think that they God give to women, and they don't have any consequences for none of their actions. They have multiple partners. They don't believe in tying down with one person. They are very promiscuous, and they tend to like polygamy. Like they like having multiple sex partners and everybody being okay with what they're doing. Like they really got a lot of screws loose in their head. They love to manipulate and play mind games. They might have a whole lot of partners, but they are some cold bastards to them. They do not believe in showing or displaying any type of emotion. You know, in the bedroom, most people like to cuddle and kiss after, you know, intimacy. But narcs, they rather to come in the living room and, you know, watch football and maybe text some more females on their phone. They like that type of stuff. They don't believe in all that hugging and kissing and stuff. They don't know how to be intimate with nobody. It's all about sex with them. That's it. Narcs like to chase. They like to pursue. Like, if you're a woman and a man is constantly after you and you never giving this man the time of day, he's going to try to do everything he can to get you. And once he got you and you done been intimate with him, it's time to move on to the next best thing. This is how their brain operates. Their brain really operates on this type of level. The more difficult it is for them to get their target, the more they feel like that's what they deserve. They deserve that. Like, that person is a prize to them. They look at that, okay, that's a prize right there. They feel they victims with desire and lust and try to make them fall head over heels for them. And then once they do fall heads over heels for them, they pull all their energy back, leaving the person confused as shit. Most narcs will not look at you in your eyes if you're being intimate with them. They're going to do everything they can not to look at you because they're not trying to get any type of emotions. They want to keep it strictly business and that's it. They don't know what love is. They come infatuated with the thought of love. They don't know what love is. They never experienced that. They will tell you they love you along with everybody in your contact. I remember one time I left to go to work and I left the recorder in my house, and I know dude told at least 4 or 5 females that he loved them, and then called me at work to see if I made it to work, and then told me he loved me too. They have an inflated sense of sexual ability, like they think King Tut or something. You know, they really think very, very highly of themselves, and they feel like they sex is better than everybody else. They always looking for sexual sensation seeking and tend to use sexual aggression. They have low levels of emotional intimacy. I doubt if they have any at all. Most of us believe emotions and intimacy go together. They don't see it that way. They look at emotions as being weak. They feel like emotions interfere with their sexual pleasures. Like, they don't want you getting emotional with them. It throws off their whole psyche on what they're trying to do. So when they start feeling feelings, it feels weird to them because they're not used to feeling those feelings. Alright, you guys, that is going to wrap up my 5 tips to help you identify a narcissist. There is so many other traits out there. I just summed it up to 5. But if you guys like this content, you can put part 2 in the comment and I will make a part 2 to this. Because a lot of women do not know how to look. A lot of women don't know what to look out for when they're dating someone. Like, what type of personality these people are having. Because some people, they have to fix themselves, because if they don't, they're going to take you through pure hell. A lot of men are experiencing these type of traits. And women too. Guys, I know y'all watching, but this video ain't about y'all. It's about the women. Hello. Okay. But it's things about men that, you know, women really need to learn, because I feel like women just constantly putting themselves out there to be hurt. You know, I put myself out there to be hurt. I'm not perfect, but I also learn from the people that I dated and the mistakes that I've made, and that's the whole purpose of life. You live and you learn. You know, this journey is new for all of us. Every day we're learning, every single day. And so you can't beat yourself up if you did go through something like this, because you're not the prick, they're the a-hole. Okay, this is not your fault, the reason why they act the way they do. This is something dealing with their subconscious that's causing them to be that way. And only they can fix themselves. Like I said before, we can fix ourselves. Like you can fix you and I can fix me, but they have to fix them. And a lot of times they refuse to tear down those walls that they don't build up, that fake facade, that mask that they love to wear. They refuse to tear that down because they've known that their whole life, and they don't know anything about changing. Like, change scares them. Emotion scares them. All this type of stuff that's normal to people like you and me, it scares people like them. But like I said, you live and you learn. But you know, avoid dating people like this. Like, I'm not saying people can't change, but a lot of narcs refuse to change. And if you're not worth them changing for, then it's time to cut them out the picture. You got to keep moving with your life. Don't hold your head down. I mean, I can't tell you to be sad because, yeah, I know you probably felt real things for them, but they emotion went on the same level as yours was. So you got one person that's giving all the love and the other person that's taking everything you got. And what's they gonna leave you? Depleted. They trying to destroy you. They might even say real hurtful words to try to get you to break down, but you stay strong. No weapon formed against you should prosper. God got you covered. He's not finna let nobody do you like that for that long. A lot of times God's just trying to show us something and show us that, okay, you might not want to get in a serious relationship like it's marriage. Like, you marry somebody like that, that's going to be hard to get out of. So a lot of times God's trying to show us what we need to do because that's not our path. He got something better. So you just stay prayed up. Everything going to be okay. I wish y'all blessings, love, light, peace, and prosperity. I'll see you guys later. Peace.